I'm Avril, welcome to my channel. So today's class is going to be a stretch class basically, so a yoga stretch. These are some of my favorite things to do, little sequences to just open the whole body. So we're going to try and hit everything today. We're going to get into our shoulders, into our hips, hamstrings. We're even going to get into our toes and into our wrists. So I have two blocks here. They're kind of just here just in case. So if you don't have any blocks, don't worry about it. Maybe use some books. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I have some water, I have some notes, so just bear with me. I haven't done a class in a little while. So we're going to start on our backs. So let's start in Supta Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet come together, knees come nice and wide. Just relax your belly for the first few breaths. Try and bring some softness into the inner groin and the hips. And then invitation to bring your arms up over your head, to invite a little opening in your shoulders. So we're just going to take the first few moments of class to ground, to connect to our breath and to our mat, to slow down, to soften, to let go of anything that came before, and try and let go of any to-do lists that you might have for after class. So be present. Easier said than done, but the best way to do that is just to focus on your breath. So start to take deeper inhales and long, deep exhales. So some of the poses we're going to be holding them for a little longer than usual, and towards the end we'll take some poses in a more yin style, but once we get there we'll explain all of that. So maybe you set an intention for a class. It can be anything, you can just dedicate it to someone, or just maybe it's the feeling that you want to have when you get off your mat. Feeling of peace, feeling of accomplishment, whatever it is. Sealing that intention with just 2 more rounds of breath. Maybe taking Ujjayi breath, so inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Okay, so maybe you bat the eyelids open, and we're just going to begin. So we're going to bring our left leg long, and we're going to bring our right knee in towards our chest. Give it a nice big hug and squeeze it in as close as you can to your chest. If this is too much and your head and neck are straining, you can grab behind your hamstring instead. You're still going to get the same stretch, but you're going to have less strain in your neck and shoulders. So straight away start to find some movement, so you can shift that right leg in and out, getting into the hip flexor. And the idea is that you're pressing that left foot away, almost like you're pressing that left foot into an imaginary wall. So on an inhale, maybe press that foot a little more away from you. And then on the exhale, draw that right knee in closer towards your chest. Making sure to keep breathing, nice, slow, long, deep breaths. Okay, and then from here, we're going to move into our half happy baby. So you can keep your leg just where it is, or if you're feeling a little bit tight already in your body starting out, you can bring the sole of your left foot down to your mat. So grab the inside or the outside edge of your foot, or you can bring your peace fingers to your big toe. If this isn't working in your body right now, you can use a strap and bring it around your foot. You can use a belt, tie, whatever you have. So we're trying to stack the ankle over the knee. We're pulling down, and you're keeping the elbow inside that right knee, so you can press that right knee out a little bit. This left leg is going to act as the counterweight. So try and relax your head and neck here. I know this can be an intense pose straight off the bat, so just, if you don't go too deep, don't worry about it. We're just warming up. So keep breathing, trying to draw that knee down a little bit more, opening up. Deep breaths. And then let's release, bring that right ankle over that left knee, supine pigeon. So flex that right foot, press that right knee away from you. You can stay here or you can thread the needle. So if you're threading the needle, you can grab behind your left hamstring. Find a little sway side to side. Those low grumbles are my dog. He's getting ready to bark. So just keep relaxing into the pose, flexing that right foot. Okay, and then from here, we're going to drop that left foot down to the mat, reach that right leg up, grab behind that right hamstring, and let's take a hamstring stretch. So starting out, we're just going to press the back of the hamstring into the hands and press the hands towards the hamstring so you have some opposing forces. So you want to strengthen as well as lengthen. Just take some movement in your ankle, flexing and pointing the foot, taking some ankle circles. And then press into your left foot. Keep that right leg high. Hands can come to your mat. And press up for a one-legged bridge. So lifting the hips high, tucking the shoulder blades under the heart space, squeezing the glutes. And then slowly keeping the leg up, let's drop down. Bring both knees into your chest and rock it out a little side to side. Let's take that sequence on the other side. So left knee comes into your chest. Rock it out a little side to side. Press into that right foot, pressing it away. Keep breathing. Really getting into the front of the hip here, the hip flexor. And then let's set up for that half happy baby. So if you want, you can bring the sole of that right foot down to the mat, open up that right knee, and grab the outside edge of that left foot or your peace fingers to your big toe. Remember, you can always use a strap. Elbow comes inside the knee. Keep breathing. Trying to draw the knee down. I like to keep my eyes closed when I'm doing these stretches. It just really helps to internalize the breath. Helps you go deeper. Okay, let's release. Cross that left ankle over that right knee. Flex the left foot. Press that left knee away from you. And then you can stay here, or like we did before, you can thread the needle, grabbing behind that right hamstring. Finding a little sway side to side. If you really feel like you're straining your head and neck here, you're probably better off to just leave that foot down for now and build that flexibility. Or you can bring a block behind your head to lift the head up a little bit more. So keep breathing. Okay, let's release that right foot down to the mat. Left leg comes long, hamstring stretch. Grab behind that left hamstring. Point and flex the foot, find some ankle rolls. Same thing, we're strengthening the hamstrings here. So press the back of the leg into the hands and draw the hands towards the back of the leg. Press into your right foot, release your bind, hands come to your mat and press up into your one-legged bridge. A little bit of strength here required. Flex those glutes, lift a little higher, and then slowly bring the hip bones down towards your mat. And you can bring both knees into your chest, rock it out a little side to side. Cross at the ankles, and then let's start to rock and roll forward and back on our mats. We'll take at least 3 all the way until we can come up to seated. So I'm going to face towards the camera here for a few minutes. So we're going to bring that left foot in front of the right. Sit up nice and tall, draw your belly in, lift up from the pelvic floor, and we're just going to take an easy twist. So we're going to bring our right hand behind us and just bring our left hand to the outside edge of that right knee. So sitting up nice and tall, drawing the low belly in. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, maybe you journey into your twist a little more. But just be careful because this is just our opening twist. We can get deeper as we go. Breathing deeply. Slowly, let's come back through center. And then we're going to walk the hands out, coming down onto our forearms if we can. Maybe you can come out a little bit more. Maybe you're here today and that's absolutely fine. No worries if your back curls a little bit here, that's okay. Just releasing into the pose, trying to keep those sit bones grounded. Remembering to breathe, relax the head and neck. Slowly, let's walk it up. So draw your belly in, start to walk it up. And then we're going to take deer pose. So I'm going to face this way first to show you guys how we're getting into it. We're going to bring the front leg behind us. And then what you do is that front knee is going to be in line with your ankle, and that knee is also going to be in line with your hip. Same thing with the back leg. So you're forming right angles with both legs. Idea is to bring that back hip, press it back and down. Once you get there, you can walk your hands out almost diagonally behind you, and remember to keep pressing that hip down and away. We won't be here for too long, so you can close your eyes here maybe. Just relax into the pose. If you've never done this pose before, it might be a little weird. The further you bring back that back knee, the more intense the pose is going to feel. If you have knee problems, just go easy. If you need to skip it, you can skip it. There's going to be plenty of other poses. Keep breathing. Okay, so we're going to come out, so start to walk your hands up first. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring that back leg all the way back around and take another seated twist. So bring that left foot to the outside edge of that right thigh. Try and make sure that both hip bones are nice and down on the mat, and also that you're not rolling onto the inside edge of your foot, so that all of that foot is down. Give yourself a nice big hug with that right arm. Bring the left hand behind, same thing, sit up nice and tall. Squeeze that right knee in, and maybe you journey a little deeper into this twist. Keep breathing. And release. Unravel the legs, bring the hands behind you, facing towards your feet. Feet are going to come as if we're setting up for bridge pose. So we're going to press up, stack the knees over the ankles. If you can drop your head and neck and it feels okay, do. Otherwise, you can keep it nice and neutral. Press into your hands, lift your hips, and then slowly make your way back down. Let's bring the right leg in front of the left this time, setting up for the same sequence on the other side. So we're going to take a twist. We're going to bring that right hand to the outside edge of your left knee. Left hand comes behind. Sit up nice and tall and find your twist. Breathing deeply. Let's come back through center, and like we did before, we're going to walk the hands out and slowly make our way down to wherever feels okay today. Can always bring a block down, whatever feels more comfortable. Let's slowly walk it up. Come back up, use your core. And then the front leg is going to come all the way around behind. So front leg comes behind, setting up for that deer pose on the other side. So that left ankle is going to be in line with the left knee. Right ankle is going to be in line with that right knee. This side is much harder for me. So just try and draw that back right hip, pressing it down and away. Walk the hands out diagonally to the side. You can close your eyes here, remembering that the further you bring that right knee back, the more intense this pose is going to be. It's going to look different in everyone's body, so just play with the angles if you need to. This has actually become one of my favorite poses. It really helps get into my outer thigh and my inner groin. Okay, and then let's slowly come out. I'm going to bring that right leg all the way around. Put that right foot to the outside edge of that left thigh. Try and ground both hips. Give yourself a hug with your left hand. Right hand comes behind. Sit up nice and tall. Draw the low belly in. And then journey into your twist. Relaxing your neck here, so no straining in the neck. Okay, and then let's unravel, same as we did before. Bring the hands behind you, fingertips towards your bum. Feet come hip distance apart, press up, reverse tabletop. Lift the hips high, press into your feet, press into your hands, press the mat away. Slowly lower back down. We're going to cross at the ankles, bring your hands to your mat and step back to our first downward facing dog. So lift the hips up nice and high, pedal the feet, dropping one heel first and then the other. So remember that we're bringing the elbow creases towards the front of the room so that elbows face down towards your mat. Spread your fingers and claw into your mat. Drop the heels down towards the mat. If they don't reach, no worries. They'll get there in time. Okay, so we're going to lift both toes, come up onto our toes, lift both heels, and then drop both heels over to the left. Gaze under that right shoulder. Maybe you tent your right fingers so that you're tenting that palm up. Big stretch through the side body. Back through center, lift the heels, drop them over to the right. You can bend that right knee, straighten the left knee. Gaze under your left shoulder. Back through center, pedal it out, press the mat away, and then drop the knees down to your mat. Let's take some cat-cows. So wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, drop the belly, inhale, look up. Exhale, press the mat away, lift the belly towards the spine, drop the head and neck. Inhale, come forward. Expand. Exhale, all the way back, really gripping the mat. Protecting the wrists once more. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Let's take a little break off the wrists. So tuck the toes under and walk back so that we're sitting on our heels, but we've got our toes tucked under. You can take breaks here if you're not used to being up on your toes like this. So let's just take some wrist circles first. Just one way and then the other. And then we're going to take some cat-cows exactly where we are. So we're going to inhale, open the chest, cactus the arms, elbows are in line with the shoulders. You can gaze up. And then exhale, draw the hands together, bow the chin to the chest. Inhale to open. Exhale to contract. Once more. Inhale to open. Exhale to contract. Inhale to open. This time, exhale. Let's bring that right arm underneath the left and take eagle arms. So if you don't get the double wrap, that's fine. You can be here, or you can bring the palms together. So if the palms are together, press them together. If they're not, so fine, it's okay. Lift the elbows up, and then we're going to press the hands away from us. So draw the shoulder blades, leave the shoulders, drop down the body. Really bringing those hands away from the body and lifting the elbows. Unravel, take those cactus arms, open up. Other side, we're almost there. I know those toes might be a little weird right now. So left arm under. Press the hands away, lift the elbows. Exhale, open up. Hands come to the mat, untuck the toes and tap them out. So straighten them and just really tap those toes out. Wonderful. So then we're actually going to sit back on our heels. Don't tuck the toes under this time. We're going to take a nice big ankle stretch. So bring the hands behind you. You can have them, it depends on your body. You can have them facing you or you can have them behind you. But then the idea is we're going to lift, float the knees. So we're floating the knees. You can keep your chest open. Lifting those knees off, feeling a nice big stretch in the ankles. Won't be here for long. Just keep breathing. And then slowly make your way back down. Walk the hands out, find your downward facing dog. Press the mat away, lift the hips high, pedal out those feet. Let's drop the knees back down to your mat. Walk the hands out and let's find puppy pose. I'm going to move my water, sorry. So we're going to reach our hands out, let the forehead melt down towards your mat. Keep the knees underneath the hips. So your elbows can be bent here if you want. They can be as stretched out as they can. Just depends on how deep you want to go in the pose, really. So if you have a very flexible low back, try and make sure you keep your low belly engaged so you're not overarching that back. You want to keep this in the upper body. You might even feel this in your chest. So keep breathing here. Okay, let's carve a line with your nose. Start to come up, and we're going to slither all the way through onto our bellies for cobra pose. So you're going to bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. Press into your feet, and you're pressing the tailbone down towards our heels. So we're pressing into our pubic bone too, so we're not arching that low back too much. If this is too much, you can walk your elbows out a little bit more so the stretch isn't so intense. So keep breathing here. You can close your eyes. Trying to make sure you're drawing your chest through your shoulders, and your shoulders are nice and lifted so you're not slouching here. One of my favorite poses. I think I do this pose every day. And then slowly, let's bring the forehead down to the mat. Walk the elbows out. You can come onto one cheek. Bend the knees, just rock them side to side. Windshield wiper action. Releasing the low back. And then we're going to come on to just bring one forearm. So we're going to do the left side first, almost like at a 45-degree angle. It's just going to help you balance, really. We're going to bend that right knee and reach back so we can draw that right foot in. So knees are going to be hip distance apart, no more than hip distance apart. We're trying to get a quad stretch here. So keep breathing. My dog's on a rampage. Try and flex into your quad here so that you're activating it a little more. It helps to intensify the stretch. And then release. We're going to swap out to the other side. Bring that right forearm down. Reach back for that left foot. Mindful of your knees here. Press into your pubic bone. Helps to keep that low back nice and healthy. Keep breathing. And release. We're going to do some cobra rolls. So we're going to bring the hands tenting the palms. You're going to bring them almost at a 45-degree angle. This is going to depend on your body too. So make sure you can keep your elbows kind of nice and bent. And then on an inhale, we're going to slowly roll up. Head comes up last. Exhale, release. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Let's bring the hands underneath the shoulders and press up, finding our second downward facing dog. So pedal it out, press the mat away. Maybe see if you feel a little different already. Maybe there's more space. If there isn't, that's fine. So lift the low belly in and up, and let's bring that right leg up. Three-legged dog, bend the knees, stack the hip. So really press into both hands. Squeeze your glutes, lift your right knee a little higher. Relax your head and neck. And then let's bring your gaze forward and step that right foot through, coming into a low lunge. So we're going to drop the back knee. Hands can stay by your side. This is where if you want blocks, you can absolutely use them. I'm not going to, just in case you don't have them. So then let's roll up, coming into our low lunge. So draw your right hip crease back, front knees over front ankle, tracking towards the second and third toe, so not buckling in. And then inhale, reach up, drop the shoulders away from the ears. So sinking the hips forward and down here. Maybe you bring some cushion under that back knee. And then we're going to bring our hands down to our mat. We're going to lift that right hip crease up and back, flex the foot towards your face and come into a half split. So once you're here, we're going to straighten that foot. So unflex the foot and point it. See how it feels. Should feel a big stretch in the front of that foot. Flex, point, flex. Press into your heel, roll back through low lunge, open your chest. Fingertips to the mat. Inhale, bring that right hip crease up and back, flex your foot. Exhale, come forward, open your chest. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, slowly come all the way forward. This time we're going to walk our hands to the inside of that right foot. Walk the foot out, so heel toe it out, but keep it in one line. So we're not coming onto the edge of it or anything. We're going to keep the knee in line with the foot. Hands are going to be on the inside, back knee still down. So stay here, and we're going to do some little push-ups. So it's almost like pulses. So bend the elbows, straighten the elbows. Bend the elbows, straighten the elbows. 3, 4, 5. Press up, and then we're going to take that little flow we took before. So inhale, let's bring that right hip up and back. Hands are going to be on the inside of your foot this time. You can bend your knee if you need to. Don't overstretch. So be gentle. Press into your heel, roll back through, and open your chest. Find a little push-up. Bend the elbows, then press to straighten. Lift the hip crease up and back. Half split, wide half split. Once more, roll back through. Hands on the inside edge, lower, press back up, press into your heel and lift the left hip crease up and back, right hip crease. Let's roll back through. Walk that foot back into the center of your mat, tuck the back toes under, and then let's lift up, coming into our crescent lunge. So try and, if you are if you're really flexible already, try and find strength in your lunge. If you aren't flexible, try and sink the hips. Okay, inhale, reach up, and then exhale, we're going to open up for a side wide facing forward fold. So open up to the side of your mat. I'm going to do it the opposite side because I'm facing the wrong way. And then we're going to bring our hands down to our mat. So let's bend into one knee first and then the other. So bend the left knee, straighten that right leg. All the way over to the other side. Coming through, back through center, other side. So we're really just getting into the inner groin, getting into the hips. And then come back to center. Make sure both feet face parallel to the side of your mat. And we're just going to relax the head and neck. Release them down to your mat. Making sure you're pressing into all four corners of your feet. You're bringing your weight a little more forward into the balls of your feet rather than your heels. Maybe your hands touch the mat. Maybe you want to bring a block underneath you. Maybe you just bring your hands to your shins. All good. I like to take a shoulder ins here. I can really open up the shoulders so you can reach behind. Maybe use a strap for this if you have one, if you're finding it hard to bring the hands together. Keep breathing where you are. Let's release. Hands are going to come to your mat first, and then you're going to bring them onto your hips. Press into the inside of your feet and roll up nice and slow. Lots of strength in the legs. Heel toe the feet in a little bit, so we're coming into goddess, not malasana. So heels are in, toes are out. Let's bend the knees, using your hands to press the knees back so that we're keeping them nice and open, knees tracking towards the second and third toe. Stay here, breathing nice and deeply. And then let's do some little twist here. So we're going to bring that right shoulder towards the left knee, draw the left shoulder back. Inhale up, exhale down, other side. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, last one, exhale down, inhale back up, press into your feet, reach up, straighten and lengthen, and then exhale, we're going to come to warrior two. So spin that back foot to 90 degrees, right leg is in front heel is in line with the back arch, reach to either side of the room, draw the low belly in. And then let's flip and reverse our warrior. So right hand comes up and over, left hand comes down your leg, or you can bring it behind your back. Reaching that right hand up. Exhale, extended side angle. Right elbow comes to your right knee. Left hand can reach towards the sky, or you can bring that left bicep along your ear. Inhale, let's reverse. Up and over. Exhale, extended side angle. Little flow here. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Hold. Inhale, let's come back up to our warrior two. And then let's cartwheel the arms, left hand down, pivot on the back foot, reach that right hand up for an easy twist. So almost like you're reaching the fingertips towards the sky as much as you can. And then let's bring that right hand down, kick that right foot back, high plank. So a little bit of strength in this practice. You can drop your knees down here, come all the way onto your belly. Inhale to your cobra. Exhale to lower. Press up and back, find your downward facing dog. Other side, left leg lifts. Bend the knees, stack the hip. Open into your hips, squeeze into your glutes. And then step that left foot forward. Drop the back knee, low lunge. Same as we did on the other side. Left knee is over that left ankle. Inhale to reach up, sink into your hips, forward and down. Drop the shoulders away from your ears. Hands are going to come to your mat, and we're going to draw that left hip crease up and back. Flex the foot. You can bend your knee. Find your stretch. And then let's straighten that left foot. Flex. Straighten. Flex. Straighten. Flex. Press into your heel. Roll back through. Find your low lunge. You can come onto your fingertips. Open your chest. Inhale, up and back, half split. Flex your foot. Roll back through, low lunge. Last one, inhale, up and back. Exhale through, low lunge. Hands come to the inside of your left foot. Walk the left foot out a little bit. Keep it in line with your left knee. And let's do those lizard press-ups, push-ups. So bend the elbows and then press back up. Bend the elbows, sink into your hips, press back up. 1, 2 more. And then let's lift that left hip crease up and back and find our half split, or wide half split. So hands can just stay on the mat here. You can be up on your fingertips. You can be a bit lower, wherever you are. Roll back through. 2 push-ups. Lower the elbows, press them up. Lower the elbows, press them up, and then roll back, half split. Once more, roll back through. Come on down, press up. Come on down, press up. Walk the foot back into the center of your mat, tuck your back toes under, and lift up into your crescent lunge. This time, let's just open straight up into our warrior two. Reach the hands to either side, check your alignments, front knee over front ankle, and then let's flip our palms, reverse our warrior, left hand up and over. You can bring the gaze up if that feels okay. Exhale, extended side angle. Drawing that right shoulder back, almost like you're bringing the chest towards the sky. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, extended side angle. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, extended side angle. Press into the outside edge of your back foot. Inhale, back up, warrior two. Cartwheel the arms, right hand down, left hand high. Reach that left hand all the way up. Gaze back down to your mat, left hand follows. And then let's bring that right foot to meet the left front of your mat, forward fold. Bend the knees nice and deeply, tuck your chin. And let's just roll all the way up. Nice and slow, extended mountain, reach up. Exhale, hands come down through prayer. Bow the chin to the chest. Okay, let's heel toe the feet out so they're going to be hip distance. And then we're going to inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. You can bend your knees here. Relax your head and neck. Draw your low belly in and up still, even in this position. So let's pedal out the feet just like we do in downward facing dog. So straightening one leg first and then the other. A really nice way to build some flexibility in your hamstrings. And then let's bring that left hand into the center of the mat. Straighten the right leg, bend the left knee, and then reach that right hand up for a twisted forward fold. Nice, guys. Exhale, swap hands. Right hand down, Left hand up, left knee straightens, right knee bends. Release. Come back to that right side. Right hand up. Keep breathing just where you are. And then let's step that left foot back. We're coming into a revolved triangle. So left foot steps back, comes to a 45-degree angle. You can keep that left hand under your left shoulder and revolve open. Reaching that right hand high, keeping that right leg straight if you can. Always have a micro bend though. Left hand can come to a block. Keep breathing. Bring the gaze back down to your mat. Hands come to your mat. And we're going to lift the left leg up. So bring the weight into your right leg. Legs should be a little shaky by now. I know mine are. And then lift the hands up, airplane pose. Draw the belly in. Try and keep the hips even. You can bring your hands by your sides, palms face down. Welcome the shake if it's there. And then hands can come to your mat. Kick that left leg up a little higher if you can. No need to get too high. It's more about the stretch in the standing leg. Breathing. And then let's bring that left foot to meet the right. Bend the knees deeply and roll up to stand nice and slow. You can shrug your shoulders when you get to the top. Okay, other side. So inhale, big circle with your arms, reach up. Exhale, swan dive down. So take up space, fold forward. We're going to do the same thing as we did. So pedal the feet out one by one. Keep your neck nice and long. And then the left hand's going to come down to the center. Reach that right hand up. Inhale. Exhale, drop the right hand down. Left hand comes up. Keep breathing here as I take off my necklace. And then let's step that right foot back, 45-degree angle. Try and keep the hips square. Keep that right hand underneath that right shoulder. Reach that left hand up. If your knee is super bent, that's okay. You can also bring a block underneath your right hand. Keep breathing, twisting open from your torso. All right, release. Hands come to your mat. Bring the weight into your left foot and lift that right leg up. Coming into our airplane pose, start to lift your hands. Whew. Hands can come to your at prayer Anjali mudra at the heart, or you can bring them back. Try and make sure you're not more than parallel with the mat, so you're not dipping too low. And then let's bring our hands back down to our mat. Kick our right leg up. Remember, it doesn't have to get too high, but try and make sure all of it faces down towards your mat. Keep breathing. This is more about the standing leg. And then drop that right foot to meet the left. Bend the knees deeply. And roll up inch by inch. Take your shoulder circles. Nice big circle down to come up. Reach high. Exhale, hands come down through prayer. Heel toe the feet out so that we're going to bring the big toes out, heels in, and we're going to sink into Malasana. So slowly make your way down. Bring the elbows inside the knees, knees inside the elbows. Press those elbows into your knees. Try and lengthen your back so you're not all curled up. Keep breathing. And close your eyes here. So press into all four corners of your feet. Super important you're not just caved in. And also squeeze your glutes. It'll help to open up a little bit more. Nice, guys. Press into your feet to come all the way back up. Heel toe the feet in. Bend your knees. Tuck your chin. Roll up. Inhale. Sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Maybe you notice that you can get your hands a little closer to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift your version. Exhale, hands come to your mat. Step back, find your high plank. From here, we're just going to bring our knees down to our mat and start to walk back so that you're standing on your knees. So knees are going to be a hip distance apart at least, trying to bring them underneath the hip points. We're going to move into a little camel flow. So you can skip this if your low back is at you or anything. Maybe you just take a nice little seat and breathe. Or I'm going to do it as a little flow, so you can tuck your toes under or you can have them flat. I'm going to tuck my toes under, so you can bring your left hand to your left heel, press your hips forward and reach that right hand up and back. Exhale, sweep that right hand all the way around and bring your right hand to your right heel, press your hips forward, lift up and back. Exhale, sweep around, left hand back, reach your right hand up. Exhale, sweep around, right hand comes down, left hand comes back. Exhale, just come back through center, bring your hands to your heart for a moment. You can untuck your toes. Really big sweep up, bring the arms down to come up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come down through prayer once more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit the heels back towards, or the sit bones back towards the heels, and come into your child's pose, rounding out the back. Counter pose here. You can swim your hands behind your back if you want a little relief on your shoulders. Sway a little side to side. And then let's bring ourselves into a wide leg child's pose. So bring your knees out a little bit more if you can. Bring your big toes to touch. And then slowly start to melt your heart down towards your mat. Maybe find a little more space. If you feel pulling in your back or anything, you can bring your knees in a little closer. It's all right. No worries at all. And slowly start to walk the hands back in. Let's come up into our tabletop. So bring the knees in so they're underneath the hips and drop the belly. Inhale, look up, coming into our cow. Exhaling to our cat. Inhaling, coming to our cow. Exhaling all the way back to our cat. And then let's just bring the legs behind us and take a seat, bringing the legs out nice and long. So we're almost there. We're going to take these last two poses in a more yin style. So yin, you hold the poses for a little bit longer. You let gravity do the work. There's no pulling, there's no pushing. So we're going to do half butterfly. So we're going to bring that left leg out to the side. Right sole of the foot comes to the inside edge of that left thigh. Bring yourself so you're facing towards your left foot. And then you can inhale to create a little space. And then as you exhale, it's okay to let your back round here. I know normally it's straight spine. I like to bring my palms open so that I'm not trying to grab onto anything to pull myself deeper. So maybe you don't go as deep as you're used to, and that's okay. You're relaxing completely. Let your head and neck just naturally round. If your right leg is popping up off the floor, don't worry about it. Don't need to flex the foot. We're going to hold this for a little bit longer than we've holding the other poses. It's at least for 90 seconds. So deepen your breath. Close your eyes. Go inward. Maybe you feel yourself start to release a little bit more. Your knee can be bent if it needs to be. So on a level of 1 to 10 of where you should be in terms of how you're feeling this, maybe you should be at a 4. It's all about finding comfort, and the comfort hopefully helping you to find a little bit more release. Okay, super slowly we're going to use our hands to start to press ourselves back up. You can activate your core, bring your neck up nice and slowly. And then maybe just take some neck circles before you move on to the other side. And then we're going to take that right leg out, bring the left foot inside that right thigh. Remember, you don't have to flex the foot or anything. Let's inhale to find length, and then exhale to lower. Same thing as we did the other side. You're facing towards that right leg. Maybe you notice that this side is a little more difficult. It sure is for me. That's okay. Just notice. So invitation to keep the palms face up. No pulling. No effort here. Just releasing into the pose and finding stillness. Slowly start to bring your hands back down to your mat. Start to press into your hands, bringing strength back into your body. Roll back up. Once you get there, maybe you take those same circles with your head and neck. And then make your way onto your back. So coming all the way down. You can bring your knees into your chest as you get there. Just rock and roll a little side to side. Going to take a supine twist. They're really good for you after forward folds or any kind of back things that involve your back. So let's bring the sole of that left foot down to your mat, cross the right thigh over the left, walk the hips to the right and drop your feet over to the left. You can bring your hands to a T, maybe bend at the elbows if you want a little more. If this is too much, you can uncross your legs, whatever you prefer. You can bring a block under your knees as well. You can always take a seated supine twist if you prefer. The gravity here pulls you a little deeper into the twist. So if you're not ready for that, maybe you just take this seated. Collarbones are up towards the sky. Gaze is up or over your right shoulder. Deep, long breaths. Gently, let's come back through center. So activate your core. Take your time. Once you get to the center, just bring your feet to the outside edges of your mat and let your knees fall in. Just a little counter stretch in between. And then let's bring the sole of the right foot to the mat, cross that left knee over the right, legs come to the left, or hips come to the left, and then drop the legs over to the right. Try and ground that left shoulder, more important than getting the knees down. Shoulder blades are up. Not the shoulder blades, collarbones are up. Sorry. And let's come back through center. Nice and slow. Unravel the legs. And rock the head a little side to side here. Just keeping the soles of the feet down. Let's bring the knees into your chest. Rock it side to side. Give yourself a squeeze. And then last optional pose for us here tonight. You can take happy baby. So full happy baby. You can grab the outside edges of your feet. Kick your feet into your hands. Keep your elbows inside. You can bring your big toes to your peace fingers. Maybe just check if you have that little bit more space that we've created. You can rock side to side. And then knees back in towards your chest. And slowly straighten one leg first, and then the other, coming into Shavasana. So take up space, tuck your shoulder blades underneath your heart space. Yogi's choice for Shavasana. You can take traditional Shavasana. Maybe you take Supta Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together. If your low back is feeling a little strange, maybe you can just bring the soles of the feet down to your mat and flatten that low back down towards your mat. And let go of all efforts. Allow your breath to just naturally slow and deepen. Feeling a sense of gratitude for your body and for yourself for doing something wonderful for yourself today and taking that time for yourself. Stay in Shavasana as long as you're able to, or if you're ready to come out, maybe you start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring some movement back to your body, rock your head side to side. And then slowly come into a fetal position, maybe coming to your right or left, whichever you prefer. And then let's press up, coming to easy seat, Sukhasana. Sit up nice and tall. Let's bow the chin to the chest, hands come to prayer, Anjali Mudra at the heart. Let's take a long, deep cleansing breath to seal out our practice. We're going to inhale through the nose and exhale, sighing it out through the mouth. So let's inhale together. One Om to finish our practice. So inhale to chant. Thumb knuckles come to the third eye, space between the eyebrows. Thank you guys for practicing with me. Have a great day. Bow and say namaste. I hope you feel a little more open. I hope you feel a little more spacious. Come back to this practice anytime you're a little sore. Let me know how you did in the comments, and if you have any suggestions for any other videos that you might like, let me know. Like and subscribe. Have a great day. Namaste.